What's your favorite question to ask someone to get to know them better? How are the children in the basement? How would you get rid of the body? What's your nationality and background? Then I say the things I like or find the most intriguing about their country of origin. What do you want to do ultimately? I find this a lot better than what do you do? A question strategy that works well in multiple situations, dating, sales, etc. Binary short answer long answer open-ended. Example. Do you like to read? YN, what is your favorite book? Short answer, what did you like most about it? Long answer, why? Open-ended. You'll learn more about people if you can get to the open-ended question and let them talk. What's your favorite sandwich and where can I buy one? I spent an hour and a half talking to this older Jewish gentleman about the awesome nature of the Reuben and why it was superior to most other sandwiches. He was donating blood at the time and he had a history of having a reaction during the blood draw process, meaning he would pass out, throw up, get really sick in general. Starting with the sandwich talk, be very quickly turned into a comparison of Eastern and Western cultural ideals. I have to say he may have been one of the most interesting people I've ever taken blood from, and it all started because we were talking about where to get a nice sandwich. You like movies about gladiators, Joey? If you could have unlimited anything that's not money, power, or time, what would you want? Their answer is a fun way to find out what might drive them to. Plane tickets? Loves to travel. Mom's food? Family focused. You ever kill anybody? Is a hot dog on a bun a sandwich? What's your favorite thing in the whole world? Pretty basic, but what are you currently watching on Netflix? If they could only pick one, which superpower would they choose? Tells you a lot about what they fear, what exhilarates them, how imaginative they are, how altruistic they are. Lots of cool stuff to see when they really consider it. Best one I've heard so far is the ability to understand anything. Pretty much limitless potential there, very clever, and such a great conversation about what we would both do with that power. Language barriers, gone. Diseases of all kinds, cured. Money, no problem. Technology that would change the world, done. Super glad she's my girlfriend. What are you looking forward to? This is kind of situational, but I ask what the story behind their tattoos are. And if they don't have one, I would ask if they would get a tattoo, what would it be of? Which one of your friends that you aren't sexually attracted to do you think you'd most enjoy having sex with? If you were going to quit your job and commit yourself to a life of crime, which crime would you choose? Will you please tell me more about yourself? Have you ever read any of H.P. Lovecraft's works? What's your favorite Muppet movie? What was your favorite birthday party? Well, actually I ask them to tell me a story that actually happened in their life, funny, or whatever they choose. Nice to hear about them in a different situation. What if your favorite type of bird? What's a band/artist you hate? What is your darkest secret? How many kids do you have in your basement? What is your problem? Who is, in your opinion, the best comedian of all time? Tell me something that's been on your mind a lot lately. What are your interests? This is how I became good friends with one of my workmates. He liked Warhammer, and so since I knew of it and wanted to know more, I spent time learning it and found some good games and a wonderful YouTube channel. Finding common interests usually makes a more solid bond. I use it to better relationships and make life little easier. What are you looking forward to? Have you ever done any drugs? Who the fuck are you? My husband dislikes it, but it's if you could do any drug, consequence-free, which one would you choose, and why? If you had to own one as a pet, would you have a dog with human hands or a cat with a human face? If you're in the US, ask them how many US states there are. Most people don't know the answer, and it lets you know how smart they are. I had one person tell me 26. A lot of people said 52, which I can understand. When you put your socks and shoes on, do you do sock, shoe, or sock, sock, shoe. What's your most nostalgic TV show and/or movie? What was your week like? What do your friends admire about you? So, your life is about to be made into a biopic. Who would you get to star as you? Can be any actor or actress. Who do you want to direct? Who does the score/soundtrack? And what genre do you want it to be? What is your favorite song, music artist or album? What's your political ideology? What's your favorite type of French fry shape? When was the last time you punched somebody in the face? If you could go back in time, what would you do? I know, without a doubt, anyone who answers Save Jesus is gonna be a lifelong friend. I use the FORM acronym for initial topics of conversation. It stands for family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. If you had to be half lobster, would you want your top half or bottom half to be a lobster? I like asking people what their earliest memory is. There is usually a good story behind the event and they get to think about being a kid again. What's your favorite movie? Bang, smash, dash. Describe your perfect sandwich. What they do for fun. Learned about a lot of cool hobbies this way, and people are always passionate to talk about fun stuff. Sometimes you get the just watch TV, which leads to specific shows at least. What song would you listen to as the world is ending? Keep it open and causal. What's new and exciting in your world? Possible answers are virtually endless. What is your relationship like with your father? What books they can recommend? What are some of your favorite accounts to follow on social media? How do you spend your free time? Who was your starting Pokemon? Are you gay? What do you order from Taco Bell? What's your social security number? Anal? What would your superpower be? The amount of people who just auto-default to flying is infuriating. Someone once asked me what was the worst thing I'd ever done. We ended up dating. You walk into a karaoke bar and there's a genie that will grant you one wish. You may select one song which you will amaze the whole bar every time you sign it during karaoke. What song do you pick? A/S/L? Could you throw away that box in your basement that you have not opened in 8 years without looking inside? What's the last book you read? What's your story? Start yesterday. If you had to teach me something as though I had enrolled in the class of my own volition, what would it be? What's the fastest you've gone in a land-based vehicle? Things an advertising agency would AskReddit for $500, please. What is the last thing you decided not to do and was happy you didn't? What book are you currently reading? What are your pet peeves? What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten? What's the nicest and the worst thing you've ever done to someone? What's the best French fry in fast food? Do you fold or scrunch the toilet paper? Taking into consideration of the establishment we are in, I would ask them what they would do if there was an outbreak of zombies. Nice to hear others' opinions of where they would go and what they would do. Good to keep in mind if it ever happens. What's your zodiac sign? I'll just copy these here and use them for dating apps. What do you do for a living? Where would you hide the bodies? Nice shoes. What do you do? Usually people will reply with their job or what they're studying, but then asking what they do besides that often sets a positive mood because it's such a normal question, but instead asking them about what they enjoy. What's your biggest flaw? Most people can easily talk about what they are good at, but to talk about flaws tells you so much about a person. Especially if they are like, I have no flaws, then I know I don't want them in my life. One of my favorites is, what do you wish people knew about you the moment they met you? If you could learn anyone's skill instantly, what would it be? How many 4th graders could you take in a fight? What's your story? I like to ask people what the most interesting thing they've done so far in their lives, and then what is something they really want to do in the future. In my experience, everyone has a thing in their life that is central to what defines them, that gives them joy. It could be that it's being a parent, or the art they love making the most, or a hobby. If I can find that out about them, then I feel like I have an insight into their personality.